No, man, you can't say that. Jacob Zuma has shown the determination to be outside of the ANC. The moment he announced that he's going to campaign for Umkhonto weSizwe, not the ANC, that's when Jacob Zuma actually showed that, no, now I am determined to be outside of the ANC. Not now. Not now. You cannot pretend like right now it is the only time where Jacob Zuma actually said that, or where actually Jacob Zuma showed that he wants to be outside of the ANC.
The 360 experience with Thomas M.
You know, guys, for me personally, man, one of the things that has been so hard to do, especially when it comes to the matters of ANC and the Jacob Zuma and MK party, one of the things that has been so hard for me to do is to pretend like MK party was not concocted by the ANC. I remember I once did an episode, the conspiracy theory episode. I came on the platform and I said, guys, me deep down in my heart, I believe that MK party was concocted by the ANC. I believe that the top leadership of the ANC understands that the political party is in trouble right now. The leadership of the ANC and the NEC, they understand that ever since Ramaphosa has been the president of the ANC, he has been costing them a lot of votes. So the ANC had to come with a plan B. Jacob Zuma, how about you start a political party and make sure that all of these people that have vowed to never vote for Ramaphosa will be the members of the MK. And this is what has been happening. The people that have actually joined the MK or the bandwagon of the MK are the people that are not happy with Cyril Ramaphosa. Many of these people, they come from the African National Congress. So after the elections, what's going to happen is that MK will go into coalition with the ANC. And do you know what that means? It means that the ANC will still be in charge. I did not have the evidence for saying that, and I still do not have the evidence for saying that. Everything that I said was nothing but speculation. But I still stand on that the MK party is working with the ANC. I mean, how can the ANC allow someone to start a political party to actively campaign them and not do anything about it? For the past 5 months, the ANC has been struggling to deal decisively with Jacob Zuma. What does it tell you? What does it tell you? Do you think that these people are not working together? Do you honestly sit down and think that Jacob Zuma can start something honestly against the ANC? Or do you think that Jacob Zuma can do everything in his power to make sure that the ANC emerges victorious again? You have to remember the first speech that Jacob Zuma did with the MK. He said that I do not want to destroy the ANC. I do not want to destroy the ANC, but I'm opening up MK party so that the people who love the ANC, who really love the ANC, can come and join the MK party. The MK party formation was not meant to destroy the ANC. This is what Jacob Zuma said himself, that he did not want to destroy the ANC. This has actually made me come into conclusion that after the elections, these people are going to work together, or these people are working together already. So guys, for the sole purpose of this episode, we're gonna pretend like ANC and MK are not working well together. You remember last week the ANC released a statement saying that Jacob Zuma will go to Luthuli House to face the disciplinary committee. I remember we came on the platforms and we said, ANC, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Because Jacob Zuma, what he's going to do is going to make sure that he's going to campaign and address them Mkhonto supporters in front of Luthuli House, and you don't want that. You don't want Jacob Zuma to do that. You know, even when Jacob Zuma goes to court, after the court case, it's MK rally. This is what Jacob Zuma has been doing all along. So you want Jacob Zuma to do a rally in front of Luthuli House. So the ANC came back and said, no, no. We no longer want Jacob Zuma to come to Luthuli House, man. We don't want Jacob Zuma to address the supporters of MK in front of Luthuli House. So we are going to deal with the matters of Jacob Zuma after the elections. And the other thing, guys, that has actually made me believe that these people are working together. Have you guys realized that ever since MK emerged, other political parties have been deprived of the media airtime? Do you see how desperate Julius Malema is? I mean, this matter between the ANC and MK, it is so interesting that even right now, Julius Malema is on stage almost every day. He's talking about the matters of the ANC. He's been so desperate for attention. It has been so cringy to watch Julius Malema lately, because no one talks about Julius Malema. No one talks about anything that Julius Malema talks about. Almost every day, people are talking about what is happening between the ANC and MK. So it's beneficial for the ANC, and it is also beneficial for MK party. What these people have actually managed to do is to make sure that the South Africans going into the elections, they will be thinking of MK and they will be thinking of the ANC. People will be measuring, like, guys, which devil is better? Is Jacob Zuma better or is Ramaphosa better? But at the end of the day, I reminded the South Africans that Ramaphosa and Jacob Zuma were brought to us by the ANC. This is what you need to remember, that both of these people that are now pretending to fight with each other, both of them, they were brought to us by the ANC. So do not ever think that these people can now switch on the ANC. Do not think that Jacob Zuma can switch his loyalty from the ANC just like that. Do not think that he can do that. So the ANC, for the sole purpose of pretending like them and MK are not working together, they said, Jacob Zuma, man, we want you to disciplinary committee. But we said, guys, that is going to be a bad idea. That is going to be the bad idea. So the story continues. So guys, for the sole purpose of this episode, we're still going to pretend like ANC and MK are not working together. So let's hear what Razmataz, the Secretary General of the ANC, is now saying about this matter of the ANC and MK. I mean, like, ANC has given MK so much platform, has given MK so much media attention. It's insane. It's insane. Everywhere where ANC goes, they are talking about Jacob Zuma. Everywhere where these people go are talking about Jacob Zuma. I'm going to play you the video of Fikile Mbalula addressing what has been happening between the ANC and MK, especially with that issue of the disciplinary committee. I'm going to play you the video of Thabo Mbeki talking about Jacob Zuma, and I'm also going to play you the video of the ANC Youth League talking about Jacob Zuma. Guys, do you believe that these people are not working together, man? Do you honestly believe that these people are not working together?
Let me clarify you also, Lunga, in terms of Zuma and the DC process of Jacob Zuma. Zuma was suspended by the ANC. Since his suspension, right, he has taken...
And guys, we all agree that ANC has been dragging their feet to deal with Jacob Zuma. We all agree that ANC has been dragging their feet to deal with Jacob Zuma. So why are they now pretending to do something about Jacob Zuma couple of weeks before the elections? For the past 5 months, Jacob Zuma has been hammering their support. For the past 5 months, Jacob Zuma has been actively campaigning these people. But now, a couple of weeks before the elections, the ANC is now pretending to have the balls to do something about Jacob Zuma. This is nothing but play, man. This is nothing but play. Some people were actually happy that maybe finally the ANC is doing something about Jacob Zuma, but the ANC said, no, we are going to deal with the matter of Jacob Zuma after the elections. We are going to deal with the matter of Jacob Zuma after the elections. So I think South Africans are the ones that have been taken for fools.
Let me clarify you also, Lunga, in terms of Zuma and the DC process of Jacob Zuma. Zuma was suspended by the ANC. Since his suspension, right, he has taken decisive action to become a leader of a party, registered and all of that. The ANC have equally taken and implemented all its decisions. One was the deregistration of MK. We lost. I repeat, we lost. And we decided not to challenge it in terms of on appeal. Trademark, it's a legacy issue. I explained. We are challenging that. Because we did not want to say we are dragging the Zuma deregistration matter because we are delaying the election process to continue. And we have been petty. We were doing what is within our right as a party. When we lost, we left it there. Okay? Zuma now has faced his own issues between himself and the IC. And that is the matter. That is before the court. It's got nothing to do with the ANC.
Is he talking about the matter concerning the fake signatures? Is that what he's talking about?
That is the matter. That is before the courts. It's got nothing to do with the ANC as an organization. So we need to clarify that. Since then, and the court cases that Zuma has won, including the trademark issue, he has shown determination to be outside the ANC.
No, man, you can't say that. Jacob Zuma has shown the determination to be outside of the ANC. The moment he announced that he's going to campaign for Umkhonto weSizwe, not the ANC, that's when Jacob Zuma actually showed that, no, now I am determined to be outside of the ANC. Not now. Not now. You cannot pretend like right now it is the only time where Jacob Zuma actually said that, or where actually Jacob Zuma showed that he wants to be outside of the ANC. Jacob Zuma has shown that he wants to be outside of the ANC the moment he announced that he's not gonna campaign for the ANC. He's going to campaign for this new political party that is called Umkhonto weSizwe. That is when Jacob Zuma actually shown that he wants to be outside of the ANC. You know how influential Jacob Zuma is. You know that many people love Jacob Zuma. I don't understand why, but for some reason South Africans love Jacob Zuma because he's charismatic. He laughs, he dances, and you know South Africans love those sort of things. You know how influential Jacob Zuma is. So when Jacob Zuma said that I'm not going to campaign for the ANC, but I'm going to campaign for this new political party, and this political party, its aim is not to destroy the ANC, but is to make sure that the ANC falls in line. I would say that that is the time Jacob Zuma actually showed his hand that I do not want to be inside of the ANC, and that is the time that you people should have done something about it. I mean, right now people are saying, oh, you guys are working together, because Jacob Zuma announced that he's going to campaign for the ANC, and you guys did nothing about it. Why are you only talking about what is happening between the ANC and Jacob Zuma and the decisions or the disciplinary committee that might do something about it a couple of weeks before the elections? It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Including the trademark issue, he has shown determination to be outside the ANC. Okay? There was no retreat on that point. And then using this Umkhonto weSizwe and running with it. So, he has written his own history. Nobody's writing it for him. He has written his own history on his own outside the African National Congress. So since that time of the National Executive Committee suspending him, he has shown no remorse but determination to be outside the ANC. And that's what he has done. Now, what the ANC is doing is to implement what is within its constitution and its rules. And then Zuma...
And guys, how long did it take for the ANC to expel other members? All of those people that were expelled within the ANC, how long did it take the ANC to expel them? Because I think this is where we need to draw the comparisons. How long did it take for the ANC to expel the people that were actually expelled within the party?
Has agreed to subject himself to that because he says he's a member. He has agreed. So that is good. He's subjecting himself to that, so we don't want him to suffer prejudice and pronouncing things that he will pronounce otherwise in the future. So he has subjected himself. The issue that has been addressed is the issue of mobilization that is going on here around Luthuli House, and that will lead to violence. Because at the end of the day, we will be accountable at that particular moment.
But didn't you know that is what is going to lead to when you guys said that when you guys announced the whole disciplinary committee? I mean, you could have dealt with Jacob Zuma before he had this kind of support. Today he has a lot of support, and this is the reason why we also said that it will not be a good idea to have the members of the ANC on the ground and the members of MK party on the ground at the same time. It will not be a good idea. We know that violence was going to ensue. But why didn't you guys deal with Jacob Zuma back then? Before he had so much support, why didn't you deal with him back then? Why did you wait for Jacob Zuma to have so much support for you to pretend to do something about it? That is one thing that it has been so hard for me to understand. It has been so hard for me to understand.
But the processes of the NDC must and will proceed. All what we are saying in terms of the instruction was that they must be put in abeyance. We are days tomorrow to elections on the 29th. So that's what is important, and we communicated to the NDC unambiguously. So let me clarify you.
Man, this circus, man, like this is a circus, man. And this is a circus, man. And me personally, guys, I don't want to lie. I just want us to go to the elections so that we can see what is going to happen, man. I'm like this whole circus, man. I'm getting sick of it. So, guys, another flip-flopper of the ANC, Thabo Mbeki, he's now speaking about Jacob Zuma, has now addressed the matters of Jacob Zuma, and I still do not understand why is the ANC taking so much time to address Jacob Zuma. I don't understand why is the ANC campaigning or talking about Jacob Zuma so much. I mean, like, these people were supposed to be campaigning for their own political party. I thought this is what Fikile Mbalula has said, that we are not... Jacob Zuma does not live rent-free within our heads, but it looks like Jacob Zuma lives rent-free in the heads of the ANC members. This is the reason why they cannot stop talking about him. I mean, even Kgalema Motlanthe, the first day Kgalema Motlanthe was out to campaign for the ANC, he was speaking about Jacob Zuma. The first day, the man was speaking about Jacob Zuma, Thabo Mbeki, man. Now it's been a couple of times him addressing this matter of Jacob Zuma. Man, this is a circus.
Well, former President Jacob Zuma has seemingly hit a point of no return. Well, that's the view from his predecessor, Thabo Mbeki. Mbeki noted the ANC's decision to haul Zuma before a national disciplinary committee on Tuesday for contravening the party's constitution. He says Zuma can't act the way he has and hope to maintain an old relationship.
Historically, my relations with my colleagues, my comrades have been okay. But where something goes radically wrong, like in the case of Jacob Zuma, of course the relationship must change radically with regard to that. With Comrade Ramaphosa, I work very well with Comrade Ramaphosa. You will have seen, for instance, that when I delivered this address on the 30 years of South African democracy, I cited some of the things they've been saying and doing because they were correct. So there's no problem there. But obviously, I would imagine that even if I did something wrong, Comrade Cyril would not hesitate to say to me, "You're doing something wrong." In the same way, I'd say I do the same thing with him. But I'm saying in the case of Jacob,
you know, right now Thabo Mbeki is just justifying him addressing the ANC and telling people how horrible the ANC is, to now him campaigning for the same ANC. This is why he's saying that, you know, if I would do something wrong, Comrade Cyril will not hesitate to tell me that I'm doing something wrong, man. I mean, like, for the past years, this is not what Thabo Mbeki has been doing. Thabo Mbeki has basically been telling South Africans that, guys, you are on your own with this whole ANC thing. But you know, right now, man, he had to find a politically correct way of putting it. That I'm simply telling my comrade that, man, you are doing things like you are wrong on these matters, and I understand that you would also tell me if I were wrong on some matters. But man, this is just Thabo Mbeki flip-flopping, and I don't think anyone at this position should take Thabo Mbeki seriously. I will never take Thabo Mbeki seriously ever again.
Zuma, you can't act the way he has acted and hope to maintain an old relationship, because he has broken that relationship. He's broken that relationship. You can't campaign against the ANC and pretend that the ANC belongs to Ramaphosa. He knows very well it does not belong to any Ramaphosa. It belongs to the people, it becomes the membership, it belongs to the country. But deliberately it goes out and does a very wrong thing, and necessarily that means there will be a rupture. There will be a rupture. We can't, there's no way you can continue to deal with a person like that and call them comrade, because they're not comrades.
While former
So when
President
it-
Jacob Zuma has seemingly
When it comes to Thabo Mbeki, man, I will not take anything that Thabo Mbeki is saying right now. You see, Thabo Mbeki spent so much time telling South Africans how terrible the ANC is, telling South Africans that the ANC will not renew itself, telling South Africans that he will not campaign for the ANC. But right now, the same person is campaigning for the ANC. So I think that after the elections, after the ANC has won the elections, after he has realized that the political party will not change, Thabo Mbeki will go again on the tour of trying to warn South Africans about the ANC. This is the reason why I will never take anything seriously that Thabo Mbeki says. So guys, it looks like even the ANC Youth League president, Colin Malachi, had something to say about Jacob Zuma, man. Like, I have a lot of things to say about the president of the ANC Youth League, man. I think that he has been doing a terrible job as the president of the ANC Youth League. I feel like he could have done better. I feel like he has actually missed on a wonderful opportunity to actually address the issues that are facing young people today, man. You see, Colin Malachi, he is one person that I remember when he became the president of the ANC Youth League, on his first press conference, man, the man, instead of standing there and addressing the issues that are facing young people in South Africa, I remember a journalist baited him into talking about Julius Malema, man. Instead of this guy being smart enough to say that, no, man, I'm a new president of the ANC Youth League. I am not here to address the matters of Julius Malema. I am not here to address the matters of other political parties. No, Colin Malachi went on and to talk about Julius Malema, to attack the EFF to a point where his whole press conference was now turned into him attacking Julius Malema and losing the substance of why he was there from the first place. And after that, Colin Malachi was now talking about the ANC removing the old carcasses in parliament and replacing them with young people. I remember Gwedemantashe telling him that, man, you are moving too fast, man. You are too focused on positions and you have a lot of job to do. Young people are struggling on the ground and here you are fighting for positions. Stop fighting for positions, man. Like, these are the issues that Colin Malachi has been facing with. I mean, recently, even his big mouth, it has landed him in trouble because he basically said that recently, he said that the supporters of KZN are voting along tribal lines, basically insinuating that the people of KZN are tribalistic, man. How can you say that about KZN when you know how important KZN it is? So it looks like Colin Malachi has been talking about everything in South Africa besides the issues that are facing young people. So even right now, Colin Malachi is going to take this time to address Jacob Zuma and to basically insult Jacob Zuma.
I think there's no one that knows the Nkandla fellow more than President Thabo Mbeki. He knows him better because of this deputy president. You know, a new generation will take his advice because we do not believe him. I remember we're still young leaders of COSAS towards Polokwane. We did not believe him when he told us that we were giving the country to the dogs. We did not listen. I think this time around we'll learn to listen. Because he knows better. Why is the wolf? He's showing us flames already. A political party that is over not even a year is highly funded by force of regime change. The people that he told us that they are enemies of the revolution. Now they are his friends. Now it's clear, you can see even in his party, every day he fires people. He even fired the founder. A very disruptive old man. Even fired the founder of the party. He's firing everyone because we know that party is an inheritance of the Duzil and the family. It's not a party of the people of South Africa. It's an inheritance, it's a family thing. Now everyone who's going to MK thinking they're joining a political party, they must know they're joining a family entity led by a disruptive Nkandla fellow who stays in a corrupt museum called Nkandla's homestead. Now that is what we're dealing with that man. I don't want to speak much about him. Everyone can see for themselves.
I mean, like, you have already spoken about him. Like, what do you mean you don't want to speak much about him? You have already spoken about him. So, guys, I feel like South Africans are sick and tired of this circus that has been taking place between MK and the ANC. I honestly feel like South Africans are sick and tired of it, man. We just want to see what is exactly happening between the ANC and MK. I'm still going to maintain my position. The ANC is working with MK. I'm still going to maintain my position that after the elections, Jacob Zuma will donate the votes of MK into the ANC. After all, Jacob Zuma is the one that told us that MK was not formed so that they can destroy the ANC. MK was formed so that they can revive the ANC. Guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Maba, so I will see you next time. Bye bye.